has America divided into two? Hello, everyone. My name is Jasmine Green, and today I will be discussing the history of marijuana in the United States. Whether some people, the arguments between whether it should be legal or illegal, what it's done to, the jail system. Also, how it has changed some states, such as Colorado, who has legalized the drug. Well, if you want to know about the history of marijuana, we have to take it way back to the early 1900s, right after the Mexican Revolution. So, right after the Mexican Revolution, a lot of people from Mexico began spreading towards places such as Texas and Louisiana. So, a lot of people, they weren't fond of that because of the different customs and cultures these people had. It's funny coming from the land of the free. Anyways, so they started nitpicking at certain customs they had that were different from mine, from ours, and one of those customs were the use of marijuana for medical reasons, medicine. We ourselves used marijuana for our medicines, however, we called it cannabis. Therefore, when people were hearing the word marijuana, they made it seem as if it was such a different thing. So, they kept putting it in the media, this, marijuana that, scaring people, making it seem as though we aren't using this drug ourselves. Later on came the Marijuana Act of 1937. This act basically stopped the use stopped marijuana use of recreational purposes. Really, it could only be used for medical purposes, and even though with that, it was very hard. You had to, go through major paperwork. This took time and time and time, to the point where you might as well just say the drug is illegal altogether. Medical reasons, all of that. And for those who, tried to go ahead and use it without the paperwork, try to be smooth, I guess one would say, they would have to pay a $2,000 fine, or even go to prison for 5 years. Some people have to do both. Well, people like Harry Anslinger, he was actually the Federal Bureau of Narcotics, and commissioner, and he was basically saying that it was a gateway drug, that people, after they're finished with the high of marijuana, they were going to move on to to heroin and cocaine and much hard drugs. Okay, so after the plain old legal, making marijuana illegal, of course, our jail system began to become compact. People use marijuana as a way to arrest minorities. Like right now, from 2001 to 2012, 75% of the people in there are Hispanic or of Black American, and majority of that is for marijuana purposes. Small purposes like possession, not even trying to sell the drug, just had it in their car or had something small in their car, and they're really getting, big time for it, like bigger time than some people who, for violent crimes. And this has been an argument in America. Why are these people getting such large time in prison when some people will come out here and, kill some people and get less time than than the people going in for marijuana? Some people believe that, white Americans don't get the same treatment. They don't get the same amount of prison time and jail time because of it. Their consequences aren't as big as those those of color. Also, I will also say that $3.6 billion have been spent from 2001 to 2012 as well, due to marijuana in the jail system. More people and more are being sent to jail because of this drug. Now, let's talk about Colorado. Colorado was the very first state to legalize the marijuana drug for recreational purposes. They actually, did it on their own. Some people were saying that the crime rate was probably going to go up. It was probably going to jump. But however, this did not happen. The crime rate actually kind of lowered because people weren't going to jail for marijuana. People, thought that people were just going to be smoking marijuana all the time, like everywhere in public. Oh yeah, a lot of the people just say people just smoke it in their homes. It's not like people are just walking on the street smoking marijuana all the time. However, one of the negative feedbacks about marijuana being legalized there is that so many people wanted to move there after that because they wanted to smoke some marijuana or just use, marijuana for medical purposes. Due to this, the homeless rate in Colorado jumped a lot. Against it, well, the argument for those who are against it is basically it's not good for our health, which that is very true. If you do abuse the use of smoking marijuana all the time, it could, hurt you in the long run. Also, people believe, like I said earlier, it's a gateway drug. Some people believe that, if you start using this, it's not going to give you the high that you want, so you're going to go and jump to things like heroin or cocaine. Whether that's true, it hasn't been many tests to prove that, and those who have tested that, it hasn't really been true. Those who are for it say that, it doesn't harm anyone. They say that people don't really abuse the drug as much as you think. People actually use the drug as a depressant. People with depression and anxiety actually use the drugs, to feel better. Also, they say that it's not as hard as a drug as some people are trying to make it. Actually, they're trying to put on the level of heroin, acid, cocaine, when that's not the case. Some people actually believe that it's on the same level as alcohol or even sugar. Here is a graph. It basically shows the amount of Americans who are for and against it. As you can see, it's 47% of people who are actually against the drug and 49% are actually for it. The other 4% aren't really sure, don't really care, that type of thing. I also have a graph showing like what people, usually use the drug for. A lot of people use it to relax, for relief, or sometimes just to have fun. But most of the time it's just to relax or just for as a medical reasons, people want to calm down, they use the drug of marijuana. Well, I do hope you all enjoyed my presentation. Like I said, my name is Jasmine Green. Here my project, it basically gave you all a gist of the history of marijuana in the United States, why people use it, why people don't want to use it or don't want it to be legal in the United States. I also shared, what the Marijuana Act of 1937 was, and I also shared what the making marijuana illegal has done to our jail system, how it sort of have corrupted it, gave people a way to actually just put people in jail for just because. Well, like I said, I do hope you all enjoyed my presentation.